Hi everyone, this is Roshni Sangvi. What are some of the food groups that can secretly be causing diabetes, which are secret ingredients in your food that you should be avoiding that can make your diabetes symptoms worse? I know most often we associate carbohydrates with diabetes. We associate rice and bananas and jackfruit and carbohydrates with diabetes, but it's much deeper than that. Especially when you're looking at diabetes reversal and not diabetes management, getting to the root cause of diabetes is very important. And what is the root cause? If you're looking at diabetes, I've done a long video, multiple long videos on this, and I also have a webinar where I talk more about diabetes management, educating people what diabetes really is, because from my experience most people don't even know what it is. So link to the webinar is in the captions below, but let's just discuss what I feel is a problem. Diabetes reversal is more about making sure you get rid of something called intramyocellular fat. Intramyocellular fat is caused by saturated fats in the diet. Now, saturated fat, interestingly, the consumption should be less than 5% of your total calories as per recommended dietary intakes, or as close to zero as possible. But we do eat a lot of saturated fats in the diet. Biggest sources are red meat, dairy byproducts, especially ghee. Interestingly, when you're looking at ghee, just 1 tablespoon of ghee, the amount we would add in 1 fulka and into 3 or 4 fulkas has 12 to 14 grams of total fat. 8 to 10 grams of that is saturated fat. Yeah, that's very, very high. We should be eating as close to zero. So 8 to 10 grams coming in only a tablespoon, and then you would add multiple tablespoons. You also do tadka with ghee. So there's a lot of ghee consumption in the body. Same with cottage cheese. Paneer is high in saturated fat. Cheese is high in saturated fat. Eggs are high in saturated fat. And these food groups lead to high intramyocellular fat in the body, which makes your body insulin resistant. Ideally, if you want to look at diabetes reversal, the point where you're able to eat carbohydrates without your body getting into an alarm mode, you want to make sure saturated fat consumption goes low, thus stopping these food groups or switching it out for healthier options. Look for healthier fat sources instead, like the found nuts and seeds and avocados and olives, and these are much healthier fat sources. Ghee is not. The way we make ghee is also changed quite a lot since a couple of decades ago. We used to churn ghee before, and it would be like 45-50 minutes of churning the makhan to get the ghee. But now ghee is made by heating. You heat the cream to get the ghee, and heating is overheat exposure, and that heat exposure leads to production of something called advanced glycation end products, or AGEs, which is associated with Alzheimer's, PCOS, multiple symptoms in the body. Ideally, don't eat any ghee, or keep it to a very, very minimum if you absolutely must, but ideally switch for healthier fat sources. So saturated fat is number 1. Number 2 is artificial sweeteners. Now I know people say that the amount of artificial sweeteners we are having is very low compared to the damage it does. We do have some studies showing artificial sweeteners are not the healthiest and leads to long-term weight gain and also gut damage. Let me talk to you from a client experience perspective. Let's say I have a client who has chai and biscuits at 4 p.m. and I tell the client that sugar is bad for you, so replace the sugar in your chai with artificial sweeteners and you continue having your chai and biscuit. I have not done anything to make a lifestyle change there. I'm just finding an alternative. So the chai and biscuit is continuing. But when I'm looking at disease reversal, it's not only about what you're avoiding, in this case sugar, it's also about what am I adding to their diet that is healing to their body. Ideally at 4 p.m. I don't want the client to have chai and biscuits. Ideally, even if it's with artificial sweeteners, ideally I want them to have something that will heal their diabetes, like a lot of super herbs, a lot of superfoods are there, a lot of healthy snacks are there that can help you healing your body. For me to change that, it's not a question of is artificial sweetener better than sugar or is it still bad? No. To make a lifestyle change, I want to make sure that you're eliminating artificial sweeteners. Artificial sweeteners and gut damage, gut microbiome damage, increase cravings, long-term weight gain. We have a little bit of research on all of this. So it's one thing very, very clearly when working with clients, don't use artificial sweetener. Let's find out how you can change your taste buds instead, and how you can change your gut microbiome so you're not craving sweet stuff. That's what you want to reach. So look out for artificial sweeteners, find ways how you can swap it for healthier snacks and completely stop artificial sweeteners in your diet. So what should you do? You can't eat sweets for the rest of your life? That's not true. I think any change we are looking at, I tell my clients, look at it from an 80-20 perspective. 80% you're eating for health, and if you do it right, it does not feel like diet or it does not feel like a punishment. You genuinely look forward to doing it. So 80% eating for your health and 20% eating for your taste. So let's say once in a week, twice in a week you're going out and you want to eat something, that's okay. But the regular things you're doing at home on a regular basis, make sure it's healthy. Finally, let's talk about what we call natural sweeteners. honey and jaggery and coconut sugar and palm sugar, maple syrup, blackstrap molasses, all of these are still sugar. And if you're including them in your diet, they go in the body and cause the same response like sugar does. You're not doing anything in terms of helping your body heal, helping your gut heal, reducing intramyocellular fat, or reversing your diabetes. Watch out for them. I'm not saying again completely stop them in your diet, but watch out. Are you doing it on a regular basis? And if you are, you want to start finding healthier alternative options and switch them out. But you're not fooling anyone when you're trying to eat sweets which are diabetes friendly. It's not healthy, it's still not healthy. And if you're constantly craving this, it could be multiple things. It could be like a candida infection, gut dysbiosis, a lot of inflammatory bacteria in the gut will make you want to crave sweet stuff and you just want to eat that. Uncontrolled diabetes can lead to sweet cravings because you have hypo episodes, hypoglycemia, which is blood sugar falling too low and then too high and then too low. So if you're type 1 diabetic, then you're not taking the right dose of your insulin, and working with a doctor to help you understand what is the right dose will reduce the sugar cravings. In female, estrogen dominance or excess female sex hormones can lead to sugar cravings. Basically, if you're struggling with craving, temptation is different. Temptation is I see someone eating it, I feel like eating it, that's a temptation. Craving is you can't wait till you eat something sweet. Don't feel like a meal is finished till you eat something sweet. That's a craving. And mostly cravings will have a root cause. Why are you craving so much? So someone who's pregnant and they're craving for certain foods, I'm not going to tell them you're so fat you can't eat. No, I will understand they're going through a craving, try to find out why they're going through the craving and see if I can satisfy it with real food. Same thing with diabetes. If you're going through cravings all the time, work with an expert in terms of understanding why you're going through a craving, and hopefully that'll help you resolve the same. Okay, so that's 3 sneaky ingredients that we find in our food that can make your diabetes symptoms worse. I've actually written a blog with a bigger list, and if you want to read the same, the caption below has the link to the same. And if you want to get on a call with my team, understand how we can help you with diabetes management, then the link to book a call is also in the caption below. Really hope this helps.